As you may recall, a while back, about a month and a half ago, I did a rant on John McCain. Specifically, my rant was on his campaign tactics, particularly regarding the selection of Sarah Palin. Now, during that rant, I was not actually criticizing Sarah Palin herself, merely John McCain's motives in choosing her. And now a month and a half has passed, and Sarah Palin has opened her mouth for all the world to hear, and I have a new political rant for today's current event Wednesday. Could Sarah Palin be a bigger Normally, with an election, the running mate has a necessary but negligible role. Because even as vice president, a vice president really only has two jobs. To take over as president if the president dies or the 25th Amendment is invoked, or to break a tie in the Senate. That's it. A vice president is basically on standby mode. In this election, however, that standby mode becomes crucial. First, we have John McCain, 72 years old, cancer survivor, entering into a very, very stressful job. And then we have Barack Obama. Now, I'll be honest with you, every time I hear Barack Obama compared to John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King, I get a little bit nervous. I mean, obviously, I don't want either of the two candidates to die if they get elected, but it could happen. It is possible. And I realize that a great majority of Americans, Democrats and Republicans alike, realize this and are questioning John McCain's selection of Sarah Palin. But all the same, there is still that small but strong minority who supports Sarah Palin, an alarming number of people. And here's where we get to the real heart of my irritation. Why are there disciples of Sarah Palin? Why are there followers of this person who obviously doesn't know anything about anything, who obviously is not fit to lead the country? Put it another way, why was there such a strong following of George W. Bush? So strong that it re-elected him in 2004, despite the fact that he was unqualified, and he had shown for the last 4 years that he was unqualified. What's the biggest reason why people like Sarah Palin? Because she's just like me. You know something? I don't want a president who's just like me. I'm not qualified to be president. I recognize that I'm not qualified to be president. I'm qualified to be a music teacher, maybe a writer, and not much else. The presidency is a job, and you have to think of it as a job. And there are certain jobs that you're qualified for and certain jobs that you're not qualified for. And there's only a handful of people who are qualified to be president of the United States. The idea that anybody can be president of the United States is bullshit. Anybody can be elected president of the United States, but whether they're qualified is a completely different matter. Barack Obama is qualified to be president of the United States. Joe Biden, qualified to be president of the United States. John McCain, I don't want him to be president, but he could do the job. Sarah Palin is not even remotely qualified to be president. And this is not the first time this has happened. This is not the first time that we have been blinded to the idea that we need a person who is smarter and better than the average American to be president. Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson. It's lasted that long. If we're going to get anywhere in this country, we need to get over ourselves and recognize that the presidency is not a job that we can just hand off to anybody who says they want it. We actually have to humble ourselves and get over ourselves and admit, okay, yes, I want somebody who is better than I am to be president. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Sarah Palin rant. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye now.